Hi, thanks very much for clicking on the video link. My name is Natalie Armstrong-Motin with Marketing Resolution, and this is another in the series of idle chat videos for the American Bar Association's section of dispute resolution. And today I get to talk to colleague Josh Kershenbaum. Hi, Josh, how are you?
Hey, Natalie, how are you?
I'm doing really well. Your background is as warm as I feel this summer.
I can't believe you're catching this heat wave.
Just luck of the draw, I suppose. Luck of the draw. Josh, where are you sitting? Where are you located?
I am sitting in my office just outside of Philadelphia in beautiful Wayne, Pennsylvania.
Very nice. What a great space to be. You know, the Phillies is my husband's favorite American baseball team.
Oh, he'd be in good company here.
Yep. Go Phillies.
Go
All
Phillies.
right. So, Josh, the idle chat, not cutting edge journalism. We go through a handful of these cards. I'll shuffle them up and see what the cards dictate, but it's just you and I having a nice casual chat here for the next few minutes. We'll see what we'll be talking about. Here we go. All right. First card, Josh, what is the worst job you've ever had?
Got to be careful how I answer this question. All right, I'm going to say in some ways it would have to be a job that I had very, very briefly after college, canvassing door to door for an organization that was raising money for a good cause. But the job itself, it was pretty brutal, knocking doors.
Because people weren't very nice to you?
Yeah, it was the first time and really the only time I ever had a straight up sales job. And, you know, back then, even like getting on the phone and talking with somebody, that made me a little bit nervous. But knocking on people's doors cold and trying to get them to sign up for something was way outside my comfort zone. And they didn't really give us a lot of preparation for it. So it was getting a lot of doors slammed in my face. A lot of kind of late nights. It was a pretty dubious operation.
Well, I'm glad you've moved on from that.
No, I did, but I learned a lot. You know, you got to get a lot of doors slammed in your face. I think that actually really helps build confidence. You survive it; it doesn't kill you. It wasn't fun, but I did learn a lot from it.
And it's not personal.
No, it was definitely not personal.
There you go. All right, Josh. What game have you spent the most hours playing?
I would say in my lifetime, it would have to be Tetris, even though I haven't played it in recently, but I was definitely one of those people that was pretty hooked on it back in when I was a kid and then all the way through high school and college. More recently, I would say chess, probably the most number of hours, even though I'm far from an expert, but my son and I play. It's one of the ways we keep in touch while he's away. We play over the phones.
Very nice. Josh, this one's a bit tricky. If you could know the truth behind every conspiracy theory, but you would die if you even hinted that you know this truth, would you still want to know?
No.
No, that was a quick answer. Very definitive. No.
No. And I can tell you why. I think that if it's something that really strikes me as a conspiracy theory, I feel like the truth will come out eventually on its own. And that when people do look into things and inquire, it becomes pretty clear what is real and what is not. There are a few abiding mysteries out there. But I think to be burdened with that knowledge and that information and not be able to talk to anybody about it, I think I'd just rather not know. And I'd leave it to science to reveal what it will reveal.
Yeah. And a little mystery is a good thing.
Yeah.
All right. Josh, do you have a favorite word?
Yes, I do.
And it is?
My favorite word is miscreant, which is, I know that sounds really funny, like to even have a favorite word and to have it be that word, but I love words. It's funny. I almost want to change my answer from chess to Scrabble. I'm a big Scrabble player. I'm a big word fan. When I was younger, I really wanted to be an etymologist, like somebody who studies the origins of words. And there's something about the word miscreant that always makes me laugh. It's something about the sound of it it's just a great, it's a great insult. It's a wonderful word. It's a wonderful way of describing someone who's a bit of a deviant, a bit of a mischievous person. I love the word. It rings in my ear. It's long been my favorite word. I can't really explain it any further than that. But a good friend of mine and I have had a long-standing conversation about kind of what are the best words in the English language, and we both immediately agreed that miscreant is the standard bearer. You know, it's the question is your word better than that or not? So yeah, I definitely have an answer to that question.
From one word nerd to another, that's a great word. It fills your mouth in a really fulfilling way.
It does. It's a great word.
Yeah, and it could be an insult. It could be, I mean, it could be lots of different things. Yeah, good word. Nice choice.
Thank you.
Josh, what is the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
I'm very lucky. I've been given a lot of good advice over the years. I would say the best advice I've ever been given is to be myself. I know that sounds cliche, but I'll be very honest with you. I'm in my 40s, and I've defined my 40s as being the decade in which I realized and I came to appreciate that all the cliches are true. They became cliches for a reason. And while I was reluctant in my teens and 20s and 30s to believe it, the biggest cliche out there is, you know, be true to yourself. And there's a reason why it's a cliche. I have found that once I accepted that I am who I am, and I really can't be anybody else, everything else seemed to fall into place. It's just a lot easier than going through life trying hard and expending a lot of energy trying to put up a facade or be someone that you're not, which is really kind of impossible. And I've just found that once I accepted that and then really internalized it, it made my life a lot better.
Good for you. Well done, sir. Josh, if you could create the equivalent of the ice cream delivery truck, you know, that goes around with the chimes, if you could create the adult equivalent of that, what would that truck be serving and what kind of music would they be playing?
Wow. You know, this is going to sound like a very geeky answer from, I'm a mediator. So I'm a peacemaker. I'm really into dispute resolution. And I've actually often thought it would be really neat to have like the mediation mobile. I know that sounds so geeky, but to have a way to go actually around and about in a community and to be available to people to help, who are trying to resolve disputes, and to be available to help people work through conflicts. I actually think that would actually be really interesting. I think at first it would take a lot of getting used to, and if it played ice cream music truck, people would be extremely disappointed to come up and find a mediator instead of ice cream. I'd have to really think about what music I would play for that. It would probably be something very calming and relaxing, sort of like you might hear at a Zen retreat. Maybe it would get people's attention, but bring a little peace into people's world, a little peace into people's communities.
I love that. I absolutely love that. That's like what's the character Lucy in the Peanuts?
Right. She's a bit more intense than I would go for, but yes, the doctor is in. Yep. Yeah, it would be like more like the mediator is in, but maybe the calming music would stand out in a way in the din of the world that people are in.
There you go. You'd have a mediation mobile, have a little awning that comes out, put up some
comfortable chairs. Yeah, some comfortable chairs, some tea, you know.
There you go. I like that idea.
There might be something to this. We might actually have to do this.
I think there's a lot to that. I think if you decide to go for it, you let me know and I'll give you a helping hand.
You heard it here first.
There you go. Josh, I'll ask you the same question I ask all of my guests as the last question, and that is, what do you love most about the work we do in the resolution industry?
I love the process of empowering other people. I love that moment in the process where people who started off feeling hopeless or feeling defeated realize that they're actually the key to their own resolution. I love the experience of providing a space for people to transform themselves in the way they communicate with each other. Seeing that change happen in other people, some people call it the magic of mediation. I really think that is the most beautiful part about the work that we do, is the transformation that happens in other people. And when they become aware of that, and they become aware of the incredible journey that they took, and that it was all them, and it was all in them all along. It sends shivers down my spine. I mean, that's why I do this work. I am one of those mediators that really likes to, at the end of it all, I almost want them to not even remember what it is that I did. I really want them to feel that this was their journey and that they're the ones that made the transformation. And seeing that happen for other people is just an incredible joy.
It is the good stuff, isn't it?
It is.
It is the good stuff. Well, Josh, if somebody wanted to get in touch with you to learn more about you or your practice, what's the best way for them to do that?
Well, you can check me out on my website, my firm's website. I work for the law offices of Jennifer J. Riley in Bluebell and Wayne, Pennsylvania. We are at www.jjrlawfirm.com. My email address is probably the best way to reach me. It's simple. I'm josh@jjrlawfirm.com. And I would love to hear from anybody.
Excellent. Josh, thank you so much for having an idle chat with me on this hot summer day.
Thank you.
All right. Go Phillies.
Go Phillies.
All right. Thanks, Josh. Bye-bye.
Take care.